Hi everybody and welcome to another video of mine. So today I'm gonna talk about frequently asked questions that people have asked me about online teaching, and I'm just here to clarify some things that's not clear. And I know online teaching is a field that has not been discovered yet by many people, or it's not known of. So I am here to answer as well the most popular questions that people do ask me. So guys, if your questions are not answered by the end of this video, then please comment on the video, or you can email me, or you can text me on message me on Facebook. Yes, so here we go. Number one, can I teach it part-time? Well, the answer to that is yes, but I do not necessarily suggest it, because most people do fill their schedule up and it becomes a full-time job. But it doesn't have to be that case. But if you can find another part-time job that allows you to fill those gaps that you need to be filled, then I mean, go for it. Like, why not? But usually you will have classes, because in China the prime time in South Africa is between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the afternoons. So that is in the middle of the day. So I feel like it might be a little bit hard finding a job that can work outside of those hours. But if you can do it, go for it. Next is, do you have a solid schedule? Well, the answer to that is no, but it does, the average does stay kind of the same. But I work at two completely different companies. The one company is a private company where I'm basically a trial teacher, where I get students for the company. Like, I'm like basically the face, not the face, but I bring students into the company. And for that is, it's a very flexible schedule. It fluctuates a little bit up and down. And I'm working at a company that works with public schools in China. So I'm actually working for the public schools, where you have a set slot that you are the regular teacher and you will teach them every single week in that time slot. So it does vary. I mean, if you find a company that allows you to have more flexible schedule, I mean, it's not a bad thing. But I think if you're more focused on working, getting a solid, kind of a solid income every month, then I would suggest finding a job that allows a more set schedule. But you get both, guys, and both, not one or the other is bad or good. I think it's just a different way. How's the pay rate? Well, the pay rate is great. Otherwise I would not have done it, because I feel like in relation to how much teachers get paid in South Africa, it's a lot in comparison to that. So they get around $14 up to $30 per hour. But sometimes you might get paid per class, so that might differ a little bit. So you just have to check out what the company is all about. But yeah, that's about 200 Rand up to 400, almost 500 Rand, guys. That is a lot of money per hour. Like, if you're a teacher in South Africa, you know what I'm talking about. Cool. Can I do it as my only job? Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm doing, guys. And people don't believe me when I say this to them. And they don't believe me when I say I literally only teach like 10 hours a week. Like, yeah, it sometimes gets more, but I don't teach a lot, and I don't need to teach a lot, because the salary is so fine and it's great. And yeah, I am doing it as my one and only job. I'm doing other things on the side, but not really for money's sake. So this is like my main one. And yeah, I love it. It's great. All right. Will I be expected to have teaching experience, a bachelor's degree, and an ESL certificate? The answer to that is yes, yes, no. So you need a bachelor's degree and you need an ESL certificate. This is mandatory since 2019. There are 2 or 3 companies that do not require a bachelor's degree, but I do not even suggest working with those companies because they will pay very little. But yes, you need to have an ESL certificate. It is a requirement, it is mandatory. The Chinese government implemented this quite recently. So yes, it is quite unfortunate for people that even if you have a HOD or a PGCE, that's not enough. You still need an ESL certificate. You have to remember that ESL is kind of a specific field in teaching. So you need to narrow down your knowledge and get more detailed in the ESL field. So it's not necessarily the same. People tell me, oh, but I've been a teacher, so I can do it. Yes, but it is different. I mean, I've only done ESL teaching. I've not done, I've actually worked at a public school in South Africa, but it is not the same thing. It is very, very different. You're working with another culture and you're working with someone who speaks completely different language than yours, which is they have a phonetic language. I mean, it's way hard for them to learn English. So you have to understand you approach that in a different way than other subjects you might have taught. And guys, about the teaching experience, you do not really need teaching experience. There are companies that do allow no teaching experience and others do require teaching experience, but not a lot. I've seen the companies maybe preferring 1 year teaching experience, so you just have a little background, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, if you have a fantastic personality, if your look is good, if you look professional, if your CV is on point, if your videos and profile pictures are on point, there's no reason for them not to hire you. And if you have your ESL certificate, if you have your degree, I mean, why would someone not hire you? If I had my own company, I would hire you, like, honestly. Okay, is there a minimum amount of hours you need to teach? The answer to that is yes, but it does differ. It can go from 10 hours to 6 hours. I mean, my company, the one requires 10 and the other one never gave me any minimum requirements, but I gave them a lot of hours. I gave the one company 20 hours and the other company 15 hours. Yeah, cool. So, but guys, I mean, if you're gonna give them less than 6 hours, I think it's not really worth the time. I mean, why would they hire you if they can hire the next person that gives them 20 hours or even 30 hours? Like, people actually do that, and I mean, they prefer those teachers because instead of having 3 different teachers covering 15 hours, they can just have one teacher covering 15 hours. It's much less admin for the company. Sweet. Is it legit? Guys, I cannot even believe that some people ask me this, but yet this is just, it's kind of ignorance. I feel like people should give the field a little bit more respect. But yeah, online teaching, it is so legit, like, and everything you see in front of you. I mean, I have been doing this for a while now. I've been getting paid every single month. There has not been any issues and I'm so thankful, touch wood. But yeah, it's really great. So please do not even question the field if it's legit or not. It is 100% real. Sweet. How are the classes? So the classes do vary. I mean, one company I'm at, I have very big classes. Like, there's like 30 students in the class. And then another class, there's only one-on-one or one-on-two students. So I get the big classes and I have the small classes. So I have a little bit of both. But yeah, it depends according to the company. I mean, guys, you just have to read like exactly how big the classes are, how are the classes, what is required. It's very good to do thorough research before you actually apply for the job. Like, actually go and read thoroughly through every single thing. It's really, really important. Yes. Is your money guaranteed every month? Yes, your money is guaranteed, but the amount of money you're getting obviously is not guaranteed. I mean, one month you'll probably have like, what, 60? That's a little bit crazy, but 60 classes, and then the other month there might have been a Chinese holiday, so it got down to like 20 or 30. I mean, it can vary. So what I would suggest with a smart way with going with online teaching is make sure your expenses are at least half of the income you get, so that you're not stressed about paying your bills and doing stuff like that. That's like my motto and a little tip that I can give you guys, just to be safe, you know. Cool. Is it worth leaving my permanent job for? I do not want to take the responsibility in answering this question, but if it was me, I would say yes, because why not do something that allows you to be more free? Why not do something that actually gives you the same amount of money with doing much less hours? So logistically and for the reasons by itself, I would say yes, why not? I mean, guys, if you fear online teaching and if you fear doing new stuff, I'm afraid, you know, you will attract things that won't go that way. But if you are open-minded and you're like, oh yeah, let's do this, let's make this a great thing, then that energy, you'll exude that and you'll attract good stuff. That's just the law of attraction. But anyways, guys, I hope this answered most of your questions. If you have any more questions, please holla at me. I am more than willing to answer it, and I know you guys have so many questions, so please go ahead and ask them. And thank you so much for watching, and happy teaching, guys. Bye bye.